Good day, President. My name is Sandra Igosogie Ojo, and this presentation is titled Dismissing Employees Best Practices. Today, I'll be sharing clear, practical, and legal sound strategies that will help our company manage employee terminations in a fair, consistent, and professional way. Okay, now I would like to talk about why employees termination is one of the critical problems in HR. Terminating employees is one of the most sensitive responsibility in human resource management. When dismissal is done incorrectly, it can lead to legal risk, low morale, and damage to company reputation. Although employment at will gives employers the right to terminate employees, there are important exceptions such as implied contracts, public policies, restrictions, and so on. The company risk lawsuits. A poorly handled dismissal also affects our workplace culture. Employees who remain may feel anxious or lost trust in management. That's why we need a strong, consistent process. Now we'll move to the next slide. I have outlined 4 solutions. I would like to talk about them bit by bit. Solution 1 is clear policies and documentation. This first solution is to establish clear termination policies and ensure proper documentation. Managers should also document performance issues, behavioral concerns, warnings given, and meetings held with employees. This protects the company legally and also ensures fairness because decisions are based on facts, not emotions. However, this also requires managers to be consistent and properly trained in documentation, which can be challenging, but it is also very essential. So we'll move to the next solution, progressive discipline and coaching. This includes coaching, warnings, and performance improvements, commonly called PIPs, performance improvement plans. Yes. This method gives employees a real chance to improve and demonstrate that the company acted fairly before deciding on termination. The steps usually include coaching, written warnings, performance improvement plan, termination if necessary. The advantage is that we retain employees when possible and strengthen trust. The challenge is also that it takes time and requires managers who understand how to give feedback effectively. I'd like to move to the next slide, which is our solution 3, training managers on termination. Now, this provides training for managers on how to carry out dismissal legally and respectfully. This includes communication skills, understanding documentation, and knowing how to manage sensitive or emotional situations. Trained managers reduce the risk of wrongful termination and help create respectful work environments. The challenge is scheduling consistent training, but the benefits are far greater. Okay, so we move to the next slide, which is our fourth solution, exit planning and support. Now, this involves structured exit planning. This includes providing severance packages, offering outplacement support, and conducting exit interviews. A respectful exit benefits both the employee and the company. It protects our brand reputation and helps maintain morale among remaining staff. Although it requires resources, it also shows that our company values people even when they are leaving. Now we go to our next slide, which is recommendation and implementation. In conclusion, I recommend that DoKyu need they need to adopt all four solutions together. That is clear policies and documentation, progressive discipline and PIPs, training managers, structured exit planning. Using this approach together, we create a dismissal process that is fair, professional, and legally compliant. I want to thank you very much for listening, and I'm happy to answer any questions.